An era has emerged where the human aura dominates, silent life is shattered, and anyone who opposes us will meet their end. This is the law. The story begins on a night in the city. 3 people are chasing a girl trying to escape from them. She manages to evade them. At the same time, in a city cafe, the son of the owner, named Chu, is telling stories of past heroes to the patrons. He looks to his side and sees his friend Bai, who says, "Are you trying to say that you're the successor of Tian, the one who killed the Dragon King? Every day, I come here just to remind people you have no spiritual power and are lying to them." Chu replies, "What do you know? I inherited his power." Then he notices his mother, the cafe owner, standing behind him. She says, "You're still telling these stories like every day?" He responds, "You've come at the right time. Tell them I'm not lying." His mother grabs a spoon and knocks him on the head with it. Chu is walking with Bai, and he asks him, "Why does my mom treat me like this, man? She's gotten really harsh on me." He also says, "And you too, always showing up at night to place an order at the cafe. Don't you notice it's midnight?" Bai responds, "I have no other choice. My family is expecting a trainer from Tian Academy." Chu asks, "Why is the test so early this year? There's even a rumor that the Mo temple sent spies to our village. Is that true?" Bai replies, "Who knows? But a lot of people are saying it. And about the war from 10 years ago, I heard the Dragon King was defeated but is still alive. All this time, the Mo temple has been waiting for a chance to return. That's why Tian Academy announced the test early this year, and there might actually be spies in our village." Chu says, "This is my chance. Heroes are born from war. This is my time to achieve what I want." Bai slaps him and says, "Are you crazy? How can you be a hero with no spiritual power? Do you think the test will be easy? The death rate in the test alone is 30%. And for someone like you, death is almost certain." Chu replies, "I'll show you my power," and tries to use his spiritual energy but fails. Bai laughs and says, "Lighten up a bit. I've seen this circus act 100 times, but it still makes me laugh." Just as Chu is about to respond, he notices shadows surrounding them and says, "Those must be Mo spies." He throws some things at Bai and runs after them, saying, "Finally, I can achieve my dream." He runs after them and climbs a tree, spotting 3 figures. He says, "I saw 4 shadows, so they must have been chasing someone." Seeing the 3 figures running, he jumps down from the tree to follow them. As he runs, he sees a green glow coming from somewhere in the forest and thinks, "I've never seen anything like this before. Maybe it's a member of the Mo temple. I need to check it out myself." He runs to investigate the source of the light. Upon arriving, he finds a girl surrounded by the green light. Next to him, he sees the 3 figures approaching her. One of them says, "We've been chasing you for a long time. It's time to end this. You've been a difficult prey." The girl descends from the tree and tells them, "This is a covert operation. It's essential to avoid mistakes in names. Who is the prey, and who is the hunter? It will be difficult if you find out. If you think that by coming here, you'll be able to catch me, then dream on." As the 3 start to attack her, Chu suddenly shouts, running wildly through the area, yelling, "Help! Who put all these traps here?" trying to escape from them. He runs until he accidentally falls onto the girl who set the traps. Getting up, he looks at the 3 people and says, "Isn't it shameful for you to gang up on an innocent girl? Where's your chivalry? You must be Mo spies, and you even set all these dangerous traps." One of them tries to explain, "Hold on, let me just." Chu cuts him off, "Don't call me brother." Turning to the girl, he says, "What do you think? Aren't I impressive? But don't worry, I'll handle them." Then he addresses the 3 people, "If you value your lives, you'd better run fast. I informed Tian Academy in the city, and they'll be here any moment." One of the 3 tries to explain again, but Chu interrupts, "Not another word." Meanwhile, the girl stands behind him and tries to use her power. One of the 3 charges at her, and Chu jumps in front of her, saying, "I'll protect you from them." He tries to use his spiritual power, but no power appears. Looking behind him, he sees a giant flower attacking him, and the girl takes the chance to escape. The girl flees into the forest, meeting a man named Shir there. He says, "You're late." She replies, "There was a small problem, but I managed to resolve it." Shir asks, "What's happening in Tian now?" "The number of guards has increased significantly. Surely someone important is there, and the test will be crucial." He tells her that her mission will be to enter the test. She asks, "To cause chaos in the place?" He replies, "No, to succeed and infiltrate the academy so we can locate the Dragon King's hiding place. The Black Moon King will not let any harm come to you, and Tian Wu could be your moment." He hands her a cloak and says, "This has a magic spell that will allow you to change your gender. enabling you to pass the test without anyone noticing. But if your identity is revealed, we will have to kill you. He adds, let me remind you again, those who belong to the Mo family remain with it for life, and they will die with it. Meanwhile, Chu finds himself facing the devil's plant, unsure of what to do. He tries to escape but falls to the ground, thinking, I'm out of options. It looks like this might be my end. Suddenly, he hears a voice saying, do you seek power? A light fills the area, and he transforms into a beast, managing to cut down the devil's plant before collapsing and fainting. He opens his eyes to find himself at home. As he tries to figure out where he is, he sees his mother throwing a pot at him, saying, I was looking for you all night, and in the end, you were sleeping in the forest. Were you contemplating nature or the stars? She hits him a few more times, and Chu begs, enough. My head's ruined. She tells him to get ready to help in the cafe. Chu tells her, I want to take the Tion test. She replies, no, you're not going. He insists, and she ties him up in the house, saying, I'm going shopping. You stay here until I return. Bai arrives, sees him tied up, laughs at him, and unties him, saying, call me Uncle Bai, and I'll take you to the test. Chu responds, Uncle. So Bai takes him to the test. On their way to the test, Chu bumps into someone, who turns out to be Rio, the girl from the previous night in disguise. When Rio sees Chu, she remembers that he was the one there last night, thinking, he's still alive? How did he escape the devil's plant? She then uses her power to shove them away and enters the competition. Everyone arrives at the test, and the leader begins to explain the rules. Rio sees Chu there and thinks, I must prevent him from winning the competition. I need to get rid of him quickly. The leader finishes explaining the rules, announcing that the first test will be perception, which will take place in a forest full of Oddman creatures. Participants must use spiritual energy to find and capture these creatures, with the goal being to capture an Oddman of rank 3 or higher. She opens a portal and tells them that only the first 200 participants will pass, then leads them to the forest. Quick fact section, just the way your heart likes it, Oddman animals are special creatures with unique powers, like a tiger with strength beyond normal animals. Here ends the quick facts segment. Stay safe, folks. Everyone entered the forest and began searching for Oddman creatures. Chu roamed for a while until he found his first Oddman. As soon as he saw it, a mark appeared on his back, and the Oddman sensed it, took off, and fled. Chu yelled, hey, come back here, but the creature ran away. He then searched for another, but each time he found one, the mark on his back appeared, emitting a foul smell that scared the animals off. This kept happening until, at one point, an Oddman tiger charged at Chu, while others fled. The tiger leapt at him, injuring his leg. Chu thought to himself, I wanted an Oddman to approach me, but not like this. Suddenly, the mark on his back appeared again, and the tiger ran off. Meanwhile, Rio watched this scene unfold from behind a tree. Chu, still in pain, saw a girl approaching and asking, are you alright? She looked at his leg injury, saying, it's not serious, let me help. She used her energy on the wound and told him, this will make you feel better. Chu asked her, is your name Yi? She replied, yes. I heard you say you wanted to be like Feng. Is that true? Just as she continued, someone called her over, saying she needed to help the students hunt for Oddman creatures. She walked away, leaving Chu wondering about her identity. He then heard the committee announce that 191 participants had passed, leaving only 9 spots open. Desperate, he thought, what should I do now? He came up with a plan. His idea was to set a trap for the tiger, creating a dummy with his shirt, so when the tiger approached it, it would get the stench and veer away. Chu then stood nearby, reeking even worse, so the tiger would avoid him. As it ran from his dummy, Chu waited on the other side with a trap. The tiger fell into the pit. Chu hit it with a rock, tied it up, and began dragging it toward the finish line. I don't know why Oddman creatures keep running from me, he muttered, but it doesn't matter since I caught this one. As he dragged the tiger to the finish line, Rio watched from a tree, tossing some enchanted leaves at the tiger. With 199 participants having qualified, the portal started to close, and everyone waited for Chu. Suddenly, his voice echoed from afar as he arrived, pulling the tiger and a small cute creature along. The trainer questioned him, are you mocking me, saying this is a tiger? Chu replied, I did catch the tiger, but something strange happened. Everyone laughed, and suddenly, the small creature emitted an odd energy. The trainer recognized it as an Oddman, but cursed by magic, wondering aloud, who could have done this? Maybe a spy is among us. She told Chu, you'll temporarily pass this round, but we'll investigate the Oddman tiger you caught. If it's fake, you'll be disqualified without discussion. She opened a new portal, leading the qualified participants to the next test. Rio watched, thinking to herself that next time, she'd be harsher on him. Everyone reached the second test location. The trainer announced, "This is the Abyss Bridge. From now, the test will become much more challenging. You can still withdraw if you wish. The first 50 trainees to join me before dawn at a nearby place will be the survivors, and the test starts now." Some participants rushed toward the bridge. Bai asked Chu, "Why aren't you running with them?" Chu responded, "The test isn't going to be easy. They're moving cautiously, and the trainer hasn't crossed the bridge herself. We need to watch her steps and follow." Bai laughed, "You're starting to think because you hang out with me, huh?" As he turned to Chu, he noticed Chu had already started running. The trainer crossed already. "There's no time to waste," Chu shouted as they sprinted after her. As they ran, the fog thickened, and the trainer's figure disappeared. She thought to herself, "I told them the test wouldn't be easy." Rio was also on the bridge, looking for a way around some attacking plants. She noted, "These creatures are drawn to spiritual energy. I'll have to find a way to avoid them." She knocked on the bridge, causing them to get closer. Realizing they had keen hearing, she thought, "That guy with me crossed on the rope, so maybe I can use their love for spiritual energy to keep the idiot from succeeding." Chu and Bai hurried across the bridge, only to find creatures blocking their way. They noticed others crawling quietly, and Bai suggested doing the same to avoid making noise. They all began crawling silently. As they proceeded, Rio's spiritual energy erupted, summoning a giant beast to block their path. The smaller creatures attacked those behind them, while the giant beast obstructed the others up front. The group tried to attack, but it was futile as the beast countered with even stronger blows. Meanwhile, the trainer reached the end of the bridge, noticing two figures following her, Rio and the person who had jumped on the rope. She thought, "There are two outstanding talents this year." She congratulated them, saying, "You've worked hard and succeeded in the test. You can now rest, but be here before dawn." Rio walked away, thinking, "I need to ensure Chu doesn't make it." Chu was seized by the monster and lost consciousness. As he opened his eyes, he wondered, "Where am I? Am I dead?" He felt an intense light surrounding him and suddenly heard the loud call of a massive creature. Waking up, he found himself in a strange place. "Have I reached the gates of hell or what is this?" he wondered, spotting the terrifying monster that said to him, "Don't you remember me?" Chu recalled the time the devil's flower attacked him and said, "You were with me at the gate." The monster laughed, saying, "We haven't met in a long time, but it doesn't matter if you know who I am. Many humans feared my power, which is why they sealed me within you. That's all. If you can remove the seal, you'll have all my strength to help your friends." Chu recalled everything that had happened, saying, "I remember. We were all on the Abyss Bridge." The monster replied, "Exactly. Put your hand on the seal. Without spiritual energy, you can't do anything." Chu thought to himself, "I get it now. If I touch the seal, I'll get direct power." He remembered facing the devil's plant and told the monster, "I'll trust what you're saying," lifting his hand to touch the seal. The monster urged, "Exactly. Put your hand on it." But Chu suddenly stopped. The monster asked, "Why did you stop?" Chu replied, "Who's to say you won't harm me once I break the seal? If you had all this power, why were you sealed in me in the first place, and why do you need my help?" The monster laughed and said, "You're curious, but that's not for you to know. Let me show you true power," granting Chu a bit of spiritual energy. Chu held it, saying, "So this is spiritual power. I feel it throughout my body. I really have spiritual energy." The monster replied, "This is great power. Now that you've used it and felt it, will you continue asking questions, or will you go help your friends?" Chu remembered his friends and, in a flash, placed his hand on the seal. At the other end of the bridge, the instructor stood, wondering, "What's happening?" The test is difficult, but not so much that only two people would succeed. Could something be wrong? Meanwhile, Rio met with the same person who had ordered her before. This person told her, "Your mission is infiltration and intelligence gathering. What you did to the Ottoman tiger can't be ignored, but if you persist in this way, everyone will start suspecting you. If you're caught, there will be." Before finishing, he felt a strong energy presence. "Who is behind this aura?" "It feels like the aura of the Dragon King," he said. At the same moment, Chu had broken the seal and freed himself from the monster's grasp. He stood before the creature and, with one strike, defeated it. The instructor, puzzled, thought, "What's happening? It's just an accident, not part of the test. The Tian Academy will investigate what happened." She then announced that everyone had passed the test, whether they reached the bridge's end or not, and asked Chu, "Are you sure the creature you caught was an Ottoman tiger?" Chu replied, yes, I'm certain. She told him, you're right. Now, you're qualified for the third test. She opened a portal and instructed everyone. This is the barrier that protects the academy from any attacks. No one outside the academy can enter. Then, she led them inside, explaining, the academy was attacked by the Temple of Mu, led by the Dragon King. It was the fiercest battle in the world, and our team fought courageously, but soldiers fell one after another. The academy master managed to seal the Dragon King, winning the war, but our city, Tian, was left in ruins. The academy president then created a 3-layer magical barrier, keeping us safe to this day. Everyone followed her to their new quarters. She announced, from now on, you will have a new mentor. Everyone applauded, wondering where the new teacher was. Looking down, they saw a short man who introduced himself. I am your new mentor. My name is Do. Trying to suppress their laughter, one trainee couldn't hold it and let out a laugh. Do instantly pounced on him, hurling him away and warning, anyone who doesn't follow my rules will end up like this. He ordered everyone to head toward the well, and the instructor advised him to keep an eye on Chu, the red-haired boy. The trainees entered the well, and Do instructed, tomorrow at 8 a.m., everyone should meet me at the entrance. If anyone can't find me, whisper my name. I have mind-reading magic and will locate you. The next day, Do explained the third test. It would involve power cards and last 8 hours. Initially, each person would have a set number of cards, but during the test, they must take cards from others. Within 8 hours, those who collect 1,000 cards will be the winners, allowing them access to the Gate of Identity to become official members of the Tian Academy. People were surprised, asking how they were supposed to get the cards from competitors. Do replied, the rule is no rules. You must learn to protect your card and take others' cards using only skill and strength. Chu kept running as far as he could to get away from them, saying, it's all their fault. They took all my cards. I only have 100 left. But no problem, I'll go to the safe zone now and think of a way to get my cards back. But things weren't that simple. Chu was running, saying, I'm almost there, but saw someone attacking him, with 2 more people standing behind him. One of them said, new students are really clueless, aren't they? You're our victim this year. Chu said, how are older students participating with us? Then, the person holding him said, give us all the cards you have, or I'll use force. Chu replied, I already lost all my cards. The person replied, do you think we're kids? You must have cards if you're heading to the safe zone, and added, you've left me no choice. He gathered his energy in his hand and was about to strike Chu when suddenly a mark on Chu shone, and Chu managed to push himself away. Chu said, what just happened? I felt a surge of energy come over me suddenly, then saw the man attacking him again and thought, the same feeling again. This strange power, it's like I'm seeing the enemy's movements in slow motion. 2 of them attacked him, and as Chu went to strike them, they were thrown far away. He thought to himself, where did I get all this power from? And when he tried to jump, he found himself soaring. Suddenly, yellow papers appeared in the air, and tree roots grabbed both Chu and the 3 opponents. This was Rio. She came, took all their cards, and left. Chu untied the ropes and ran after her to take his cards back. At that moment, 2 people were attacking someone, and the girl with him said, enough playing around now. Our main goal is to find the dragon and locate the king's hideout. If you destroy the gem now, Chu won't forgive us. Chu was running fast, saying, this is the first time I feel like I have all this power. He then ran and met Bai. Just as they met, they heard an explosion nearby. They ran toward it and found the 2 people from before attacking the girl who helped Chu. Bai said to Chu, they look really strong, we can't do anything against them. But Chu suddenly ran toward them to attack. As he ran, the mark on his back shone again. He tried to hit one of them but missed and fell to the ground, muttering, looks like my attack just backfired on me. Bai then threw smoke bombs at them, and they all managed to escape. As they were running, they noticed an Oddman beast, the one Chu had caught earlier, stealing the gem they were holding. The girl who helped Chu initially said, that piece is unusual, it must be a dangerous magic artifact. Suddenly, they saw an eye appear in front of them, which exploded on impact, while the 2 attackers chased them. They dodged the explosion but kept running to escape. They were trying to reach the safe zone, but suddenly, a huge force held them in place, leaving them unable to move. Bai said, this is definitely the end for us here. They saw someone throwing a bomb at them, but suddenly the same mark on Chu's back appeared, and he was able to see the bombs moving slowly. He threw them back at the attackers, who fell to the ground. Bai asked him, what just happened? Chu replied, be careful, it's on me to deal with these 2. The enemy threw large bombs at him, but Chu managed to deflect them all. The enemy got angrier and took out a massive bomb to throw at them. Chu's body was exhausted and broken, he couldn't deflect the attack anymore. Just as the bombs were about to drop on them, Chu pushed by away, and the gem that the Oddman beast held fell on him, causing a huge explosion. Everyone felt the explosion, and Chu suddenly found himself in the same place he had been before. The monster said, "Weakling, your body couldn't handle the effects of the magic gem. Your body will start disintegrating slowly and eventually become food for me. That's the price of awakening me." Suddenly, he heard the voice of an ancient beast, saying, "You reckless dragon, you're too overconfident." Chu looked behind him and saw the Dragon King, who said, "I'm your master. Did you forget me so quickly?" The dragon replied, "But why are you in a human body?" The Dragon King said, "It doesn't matter to you. This boy's body is crucial for me. From today, you'll be responsible for protecting him, and if anything happens to him or you try to interfere with my plans, I'll never forgive you." Chu woke up in a different place, noticing he was now wearing different clothes. He said, "What happened? Where did these clothes come from?" Suddenly, he heard the dragon's voice telling him, "I am the guardian of the magic piece known as the Purple Dragon's Core. The power you can use now comes from the Demon King, making you faster and stronger, but your abilities are still weak. Your body can't withstand all this power, so I just healed your broken body and granted you strength to defend yourself. In the future, you'll be able to use the power of your own Oddman, and no one will defeat you. But the condition is that you use this power only every 12 hours. The dragon then disappeared. The two people with the gem earlier noticed Chu and said, "That's him. We finally found the target. He must be the one in the dragon clothes. We need to capture him alive. We can't kill him yet." They were about to attack him, but suddenly lightning struck them. Looking up, they saw the teacher saying, "You're fighting in the safe zone, which is against the rules." One of them asked, "How did he get into the safe zone when we were watching?" Chu replied, "It's simple. I'll explain it to you. When the big bomb went off, we were blown into the safe zone. That means you, with all due respect, earn the title of the biggest idiot." The two of them ran away. Bai then asked Chu, "Tell me the truth. How did the power of the magic piece become yours?" Just as Chu was about to respond, the teacher said, "Only 5 minutes left until the test ends. You'll fail if you're late." Chu said, "A test? And I don't even have a single card." Then everyone ran toward the gate. The teacher said, "This is your final destination, the identity gate. Everyone should know themselves. Those with 1,000 cards can pass through the gate and become a member of Tian Academy." Chu stood there, crying, saying, "If I'd known time would run out this fast, I would have focused on collecting cards." The teacher then said, "I'll explain the rules to you all. If you have the full count of cards, you may pass through the gate. Once you enter, you'll learn the color of each person's Oddman. Every teacher here at the school has a unique power and a unique color. Power cards are your ticket to enter the gate," and he told everyone to enter. One of them stepped forward and entered inside, placed the cards in the door, and went in. Bai said, "I heard that the guy who went in defeated 20 students by himself." After he entered, suddenly the gate opened, and the color black appeared throughout the place. The next person who wanted to go in was Rio. She went inside and came out with the color green. After that, E and her group entered and exited, and everyone started to enter one after another until Bai went in as well. Chu said, "Even Bai, who's practically a chicken, succeeded, and I didn't." Suddenly, he heard the dragon's voice. The dragon asked him, "Why aren't you going in?" Chu replied, "Someone stole all my cards. How can I go in?" The dragon told him to look at his belt, explaining that there was something he earned when he defeated those two individuals, a gift to celebrate their new bond. Chu said, "But you need 1,000 cards to enter, and this thing is useless." The dragon replied, "Do you not know who you're talking to? Hand by your side first. I'm the purple dragon, alright? I say to the earth, calm down because there's no one like me." Chu responded, "I don't believe you. I don't even know where you came from." The dragon said, "I can't believe it. I'm actually wrong. Go retake the exam next year." Chu replied, "No, I was just joking." "Alright, I'm going." He walked up there, where everyone was waiting, ready to laugh. Chu placed the card, and the door opened. He went inside, and when he came out, the door showed, number of cards, 0, spiritual cards, 1, and said he passed the test with success, colorless. Everyone stood, stunned, even the instructor. He said, "This is the first time in history a student has a spiritual card, and not only that, he's colorless." Everyone began to cheer in the place. The instructor said to them, "The spiritual card is of a higher rank than power cards, and because of that, the door allowed him entry. That's all there is to it. Everyone began shouting again. One person said, first, there was the tiger incident and we let that go. This time, his bag had over 2,000 cards, all of them were stolen, and he didn't collect a single one and still succeeded. The instructor responded, you want to protest? Then leave. Out now. Out now. Wow. We're a respectable academy here. Everyone rushed toward Chu and began hitting him until suddenly someone appeared and used her power to push them away. She told them, no disorder in this place. The instructor said, that's the deputy head of the academy. People started telling her, we want justice. Chu is cheating, and the academy is helping him. She replied, everyone calm down. For ages, the door of identity has been a neutral symbol for the academy, and it is considered the supreme authority in all decisions. All of the school's instructors passed through it and agreed with its judgments. There's no exception, and no one can question it. Those two have passed through the door of identity, which means they're officially academy members and must be respected. Also, know that unauthorized fighting by the instructor is forbidden here. She told Chu and Bai, this time, it's a warning, next time, it'll be expulsion. Then she turned to the instructor and said, take care of Chu, and walked away. That night, Rio went to meet the same person she always met. She arrived and found him saying, congratulations. You've become one of the academy's original members. She replied, the cloak I'm wearing was a big help. It managed to hide my color and all suspicions about me. He told her, I have some good news. We found out that the Demon King is residing in someone named Chu. Rio was surprised and thought to herself, how could it be him? She told him, I'll start looking for him right away. He replied, no, there's no rush. To free the Dragon King, we must first find the magical piece hidden in Tian City. I've sent people to search for it, and your mission is to protect Chu. The next day, Chu and Bai were on their way to the academy. The instructor stopped and said to them, at this stage, you'll learn 3 main things: herbal medicine, comprehensive training, and the basics of magic. I am your primary instructor in the herbal medicine subject, and began explaining the instructions. After giving the instructions, the instructor said, I'll choose one of you to be responsible for the group. A student named Lin raised his hand and said, I want to be the leader. The instructor responded, excellent. You'll be responsible for them. Now, let's go to select your Demon weapon. Everyone started moving, following the instructor until he took them to a gate leading to another place. The instructor told them, the islands there contain the weapons. Each one should go to the island based on their color. Choosing is a matter of luck, but the right choice will be very helpful in the future, and he opened doors for them, telling them each to go to their color. Everyone went to their island. Chu entered his color, which was no color at all, and found himself transferred to the island. Looking around, he saw nothing on the island but an old house. He stood in front of the house, saying, isn't the colorless one supposed to be the strongest? How come I'm in a place with nothing? Looking down, he saw a few small flames dancing around. Chu stood watching them and saw them fighting each other. He said, you're playing the wrong way, and gave them some tips until the team next to him won. When they won, everyone celebrated, and when they looked back, they saw Chu standing there. They asked, who are you, bro? He replied, I'm just a new student at the school. I came to get my Demon weapon but found you here. The flame said, I don't feel any spiritual energy from him. Another flame asked him, are you sure you're colorless? We're the guardian spirits here on the island. No one has come here in a long time. The last one was someone named Feng. Chu said, I want the same weapon Feng had. One flame said, okay, I'll give you a good deal. If you beat us in the game, you'll get the weapon. Chu said, easy. I've been playing this since I was a kid. Let's start. Meanwhile, many students began to gather their weapons, and Chu also managed to beat the people he was playing with. He looked and saw that the flame gave him some small flames and said, pick one of them. Chu replied, but I don't know what's inside. They replied, pick any one, and it'll be your weapon. Chu began to choose between them, and in the end, he picked one and got a piece of wood. All the students laughed at him. The instructor said, it doesn't matter. Everyone get ready to go to your room, and everyone went to their places. Chu went to his room, holding the wood, saying, I tried everything with it, but it's really just a piece of wood. But the creatures there looked upset when I chose this weapon. I wonder why. Suddenly, as he was sitting, he heard the sound of things falling. Everyone stood, startled, and then they saw thieves entering. Chu looked up to find 2 thieves standing in front of him. One of them told him, don't make any sound. Stay quiet and give us your Demon weapon. Meanwhile, the 2 who had been searching for the Demon King earlier went to one of the students there, trying to take his weapon. The people with Chu took his weapon, looked at it, saw it was just a piece of wood, threw it back to him, and left. The next day, the teacher gathered all the students and told them, yesterday each of you chose your weapon from the island. Today, we'll learn how to train with it and how to fight with it. Everyone, take out your weapon so we can start training. Everyone looked at each other, and they told the teacher, your words are great and all, but there's a problem. The weapons got stolen from us. The older students came, stole them, and left. The teacher responded, you're idiots. Here, the strong take from the weak. If you want to protect your belongings, you need to be strong. He then asked, who still has their weapon? 4 students raised their hands. Rio, the guy who always competes with her, Bai, and Chu. The teacher told the students, you need to understand this is the system here. Only the strong survive. If you want to last here, you must strengthen yourselves. He then told the students whose weapons were stolen to find something to start the lesson with. The students began searching for weapons to practice with, and the teacher interrupted, stop. This is Shir, the combat champion for 2 years. We'll pause training now to start a real fight. You can face off one-on-one. It will help with your training. Everyone said, he's one of those who stole from us. The person whom Shir stole from yesterday came forward to face him. Just as he tried to hit him, Bai struck him down and said to the teacher, I want to pick my opponents myself. He called out to Rio and her rival, I want you two to be together against me. He thought to himself, I'm going to make you pay for hitting my followers yesterday. The guy and Rio went up to fight him, and they fought until Shir was hit on the head. Chu cheered from the sidelines, come on, hit him hard. The guy turned to him and said, you and your friend join the fight too. The moment Chu joined, he was struck and fell to the ground. He thought, where did my power go? Why can't I use it? He looked up and saw the purple dragon inside him, who told him, you won't always be able to control the Demon King's power within you, but you can use the power of your Oddman weapon. Shir said, I must use the Oddman power I earned, I need to use it now. At the same time, Rio and the other guy kept fighting Shir. Rio said, his power is so strange, there must be something wrong. The guy replied, the secret of his power is under that cloak he's wearing. Each time, he uses a different technique. He then told Rio, we should focus on attacking him to stop him. He told Bai, take advantage of any opportunity and hit him. Chu asked, and what about me? Rio replied, go play somewhere else, we're not babysitting here. They continued attacking him. As they charged, Chu also rushed to attack, and suddenly, a light emerged from his hand, powerful enough to pull off Shir's cloak, revealing he had 4 arms. Chu said, my Oddman power is Space Seal. It must be a useful ability. Everyone stood there in shock. The teacher told them, this is just training, we don't need all of this happening. He paused the training before any serious problems occurred. He told everyone to bow to each other, and that was it. Time passed, and Shir went back to his place. He looked over and saw his leader, who told him, you didn't just lose your cloak, you also tarnished the reputation of the Pure Colors clan. I don't want to hear about you causing any more trouble. As for the task I gave you, how's that going? He replied, I managed to find the Shiyu, and I looked everywhere for it, but couldn't find it. Shir kept looking for the meteorite and couldn't find it. He said, I used to hide it in my cloak. The leader replied, you know that stone is extremely important to the Pure Colors clan, right? Shir told him, I'll search for it now and try to retrieve it. The next day, everyone started training in herbal medicine. There are some plants mentioned in your book. You need to find them and bring them back. You have 2 hours until the end of the test. Pair up in teams of 2 and look for them. Chu, wandering around, told Bai, you'll be with me. A student grabbed Bai and said, you're in my team now. He looked around, seeing everyone was gone except Rio, who walked away, saying, just follow me. While walking, Rio told him, there are 8 plants. You look for 4, and I'll look for the other 4. We'll meet after we're done. Then she walked off. Rio went searching for plants and managed to find one on a tree. But as soon as she got close, something suddenly happened to her, and she fell to the ground. As she got up, she wondered, what just happened to me? She looked around and saw Chu coming toward her. Chu said, what happened to you, as he tried to help her. Rio said, I don't need anything from you, then walked off. Meanwhile, the guy who always competes with Rio was watching them from the tree above. After time passed and the 2 hours ended, everyone stood to evaluate the plants they had collected. Rio only managed to bring back 1 plant. When she got to the teacher, she told her, you failed the test. But at that moment, Chu quickly ran over and told the teacher, wait, I brought a whole bag of plants. The teacher looked at the bag he had brought and told them, you both passed with flying colors. Chu looked at Rio and said, didn't I tell you I was raised in the mountains and am a clever guy? Next time, listen when I say something. Afterward, by muttered, Chu, the softy, scored higher than me. Where is this world heading? He looked ahead and saw some people gathering. He went over to see what was happening and found Shir and members of the Pure Colors clan holding Chu. Shir said, return what you took from my cloak, and I'll forgive what you did. Chu told him, I didn't take anything. Stop taking the competition so seriously. Shir struck him and said, do you think you can face me? Last time, I didn't do anything because the teacher was there. But today, I'll make you taste defeat. Chu replied, I didn't steal anything from you. If it's a fight you want, let's fight again. Shir agreed, fine, but there has to be a bet. Chu replied, if you beat me, you can do what you want, and I'll leave the academy. But if I win, I get your room. At that moment, the teacher approached. Chu told her, I'm going to face Shir now, and I want you to be the referee. She replied, if you both agree, I have no problem with that. But I want you to fight with all your strength. No one should kill or injure the other. The battle was just about to begin between the two. Chu took off running, while Shir chased him around the arena. Chu was thinking to himself, my power doesn't activate when I need it. How can I fight? Just then, he saw the purple dragon telling him, that's because you can't control your power. The Demon King's power is with you always, but you won't be able to use it whenever you want. Chu replied, so, when does the power appear? The dragon answered, remember how I first appeared? Chu began recalling what had happened to him before, realizing, this means the power only shows up when I'm in danger. As he was running, he suddenly stopped in front of Shir, and the mark on his hand shone again. The fight continued between Shir and Chu. Chu ran to activate his power, as the purple dragon had told him, and he stopped in front of Shir, his mark glowing as he was able to block all of Shir's attacks. Everyone watching was shocked, wondering, how did Chu suddenly become this powerful? Shir was annoyed, thinking to himself, he managed to attack me without me even noticing. I must retrieve the meteorite stone from him. Chu, also surprised by his own strength, said, this is the first time I feel this kind of power. The dragon replied, that's because now you're able to control it. Just as Chu was about to celebrate, Shir attacked him again, hitting him repeatedly until smoke filled the area. Everyone thought Chu must have been defeated, but then they saw he had activated a shield, protecting himself. The dragon commented, if I hadn't activated this shield in time, we'd be dead by now. Shir, confused, exclaimed, what happened? How did he manage to activate that shield? Could his shirt be an Oddman weapon? He then quickly grabbed Chu's shirt, saying, without this shirt, you won't be able to do anything. But suddenly, a strange energy from the shirt shocked Shir, making him pass out. Chu approached him and told the teacher, he's unconscious now. She replied, I'm ending the match here. The winner is Chu, and Shir must honor his promise and give him his room. Chu headed to Shir's house, taking some first-year students with him. Bai said, we're 4 people now, me, Chu, Rio, and the guy who always competes with her. There are 2 rooms, so 2 people will share each room here. Chu with Rio, and me with the other guy. Once they entered the room, Rio immediately shoved Chu aside, pulled out some plants, and warned him, if you cross this space, it won't end well for you. So, stay away. Meanwhile, Shir went to the Pure Colors clan center, where the clan leader took him aside and began to reprimand him, saying, you lost the meteorite stone and disgraced our clan. Since the clan's founding, this is the first time we've lost the stone. The leader continued to punish him, until someone entered, saying, a student outside requests to see you. This student was the strongest one from the Sword Sect clan. The junior teacher for the students went to the deputy headmistress of the academy, saying, the Pure Colors clan has gotten quite aggressive recently. She replied, didn't you say the meteorite stone was stolen recently? For now, what's important is that you keep an eye on Chu, but make sure no one notices. Later that night, Chu was alone, saying to himself, my domain is really amazing, I can store anything here. He looked to find the meteorite stone with him, thinking, this must be what Shir was looking for, but I didn't take it. How did it get here? He then noticed another stone identical to it and wondered, where did this second stone come from? Suddenly, a light appeared as the 2 stones merged into a sphere. Chu sensed Rio moving and quickly pretended to be asleep, watching as Rio climbed out the window. He thought, why would he leave so late at night and go out through the window instead of the door? There must be something strange behind this. Chu got up and quietly followed Rio. As they were running, Rio noticed Chu was trailing him and managed to lose him. Chu kept searching, looking behind trees until he spotted a place with light. At the same time, the guy who always competed with Rio also started chasing him, trying to catch up. Rio was trying to escape him but suddenly tripped and fell, thinking, my strength is very weak right now. She used the last of her power to send a letter to the person she was meeting. The other guy noticed her energy fading and decided to leave. However, the message she sent couldn't pass beyond the Academy's protective barrier. After he left, Rio got up and started moving, saying to herself, "If I can't regain my strength, I won't be able to use this disguise and my identity will be exposed." She removed her disguise, standing before the moon to regain her energy. Meanwhile, Chu had gotten lost while searching, muttering to himself, "This all happened because of that guy with the hood. Otherwise, I'd be home by now." Then he spotted Rio's light and thought, "This light seems familiar, but I'm not sure from where." He hurried over, seeing Rio in her true form as a girl. He thought, what brought her to the academy? Just then, she noticed him, and fainted. Chu rushed to her side, realizing she wasn't moving, so he carried her back home. Once there, he said, "What am I supposed to do now? I don't even know who she is or where she came from." He then noticed a mark on her face glowing, wondering, what's happening? Suddenly, he found himself in a place filled with fire. He opened his eyes and thought, "This place isn't strange to me, it feels familiar." He started moving, and ahead of him, he saw a young girl who looked like Rio. Meanwhile, Rio was dreaming, seeing herself in the same place, but with a young boy who resembled Chu. She suddenly woke up and hit Chu, accusing him. "I found you in the forest, so I brought you here. I don't even know who you are, but there was a mark on your face that I touched." She asked him nervously, "When you touched the mark, what did you see?" He answered, "There was a lot of fire." Rio pulled something from her hand and placed it in his mouth. Chu asked, "What is this exactly?" She replied, "It's the sound seal. If you tell anyone about what you saw, you'll die." Chu reassured her, "Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. I understand this is your past. I was an orphan just like you." And he began talking with her. At the same time, Bai, who had woken up to use the bathroom, overheard Chu talking and paused by the door to listen. The next day, the deputy headmistress went to the academy director, saying, "He's back." He replied, "Let him in quickly." The person who entered was Rio's constant rival, who informed the director, "I have identified the target, and I'm sure it's him. Shall we proceed with the operation now?" The director replied, "Not yet. Give it some time. We must search for the treasure." The following day, Chu went outside to meet the girl who had been helping him, asking her, "Have you seen a girl who wears this necklace?" She asked him, what was her name. He replied, "I don't know, but I think it was Hoya." As soon as he said the name, the seal on his heart activated, tightening around him. Chu thought, she was right, if I talk about anything now, I'll die. Upon seeing this, used her power to heal him, and after that, Chu left. Then went to meet with her clan leader. She asked him if he knew anything about someone named Hoya, and he responded, that was the name of an old family. I've heard the master mention it several times. They were one of the strongest families in using Oddman, with a reputation that spanned many lands. But in the last war against the Mo Temple, the entire Hoya family perished, and the family name hasn't been spoken since that incident. He asked why she was inquiring about the family, to which she simply replied, "Nothing," and walked away. Shortly after, Chu approached him and took the map indicating the location of his trial. Chu took the map and began heading to his trial. As he walked, he thought to himself, "This is the first time I've known the academy has places like these." Suddenly, he was ambushed by two attackers from the Pure Colors clan, demanding the location of the meteor stone. Chu responded that he didn't know where it was, and the two began attacking him. However, Chu managed to use his power to fend them off, but soon his energy was depleted, and he collapsed to the ground. A masked figure appeared in front of him, saying, "A young boy with no talent, yet he carries two immense spiritual forces. If you use them incorrectly, your body will be destroyed." Chu listened intently, unable to move. The following day, the guy who gave Chu the map realized he had handed him the wrong one. Bai scolded him, "You idiot." He responded, "I just noticed it now." He told Bai to stay calm, saying she would inform the master immediately to start searching for him. Meanwhile, Rio quickly rushed off to find Chu, using her power to summon butterflies to help locate him. At the same time, the other guy also ran after her. Chu, still in his spot, struggled to get up, but he couldn't move. The masked man spoke to him again, saying, "The dual forces within you are too heavy for your body, worsening it by the day. If you use them one more time, it will surely mean death." Chu asked, "Who exactly are you? And how do you know all of this?" He replied, "Be patient, there's no need to know everything now. But let me ask you, do you possess the two meteor stones? Where are they now?" Chu asked if he was from the Pure Colors clan. The masked man responded, "If I were, you'd be dead by now," and then grabbed him by the neck, demanding, "Answer me now. Do you have the stones or not?" Chu admitted he did but said the stones had taken on a different form. The masked man replied, "Excellent," and Chu asked how he knew there were 2 stones. "I told you, there's no need to ask," he replied. "These 2 stones have no purpose on their own. But when merged, things change. They could become a key, the key to finding the Dragon Ling." Chu asked, "Who is this Dragon Ling?" He replied, "After the last battle between the Academy and Mo Temple, Feng decided to use 3 magical pieces to build a barrier against the attack. One of those pieces emerged from the stones and could remove the seal from your body, restoring your original power." The masked man then noticed members of the Pure Colors clan approaching and said, "I must leave now." He threw a fruit to Chu, telling him to eat it if he didn't want to die, explaining that the energy within would help him defend himself for a while. Chu quickly ate it, regained some strength, and managed to defeat the attackers. At this point, Ryo located Chu's position and went to him. But the masked man had already left. As he departed, he encountered Ryo's competitor working with the director, who attacked him. The masked man quickly knocked him to the ground, only to realize it wasn't a real body, merely a puppet being controlled from afar. He thought to himself, "I need to inform the director immediately." The next day, Ryo had taken Chu to Bai, and as they walked, Bai told him, "This situation can't be ignored. We must inform the director about the Pure Colors clan and why they're targeting only you." Chu recalled the masked man's words about them seeking the dragon piece and looking for the person who took the meteor stone from them. But he withheld the truth from Bai, instead replying, "They're likely after me because I defeated their leader before." Bai then asked how he had managed to find him. Bai replied, "I wasn't the one who found you, Ryo did, just before a massive boulder fell on them. Ryo pushed them out of the way." Looking up, they saw someone approaching, who said, "So, you're Chu. You must be strong to defeat so many of my followers." "I am Xian, and I came here to deal with you myself." Bai anxiously exclaimed, "Xian, you're the leader of the Pure Colors clan." Ryo attempted to circle around and attack him, but he trapped her within the mountain by erecting stones. Bai tried to throw bombs at him, but Xian deflected them back, causing an explosion. Turning to Chu, Xian said, "Your friends don't understand my power well. If you give me the meteor stone, I'll let you live without killing you. But let's be clear, you've killed my followers and tarnished my clan's reputation, so the world doesn't need someone like you." He then offered a different deal. "Give me the stone, and I'll kill you with one swift strike." Chu tried to attack him, but Xian easily blocked him. Ryo attempted to break through the rocks trapping her to protect Chu, and Xian grabbed Chu with his power and lifted him atop the hill, preparing to kill him, only to find Ryo attacking him with plants. Ryo continued her assault on Xian until she managed to throw him away. She then grabbed Chu just before he fell. As they attempted to escape, they suddenly felt a powerful force stopping them. Looking ahead, they saw the same 2 individuals from the earlier trial. The girl approached Chu, activating her skill, and told their leader, "The meteor stone isn't with him, or wait, there's something else he has." She grabbed the stone from Chu and threw it to her leader, who exclaimed, "This is the key. I've finally found it. Now I can find the dragon, and the whole Tian Academy and kingdom will be mine." He looked up, saying, "Finally, I will take control of everything here." Turning back to them, he continued, "As for you 3, you know too much about the Pure Colors clan, so I must kill you here." He threw a massive boulder at them, but they were shocked to see it hadn't hit them. Looking back, Xian saw the 2 allies holding the boulder back with their powers. The girl told him, "We won't let you kill Chu now." He asked if this meant they were betraying him, to which she replied, "Not exactly, but we must protect Chu." Xian responded, "Then I'll have to eliminate you all," and used his power to throw stones at them. The boy managed to block the attack, and when he tried again, the girl increased her power to free the trio, allowing them to seize the opportunity to escape into the forest. Xian asked the girl why she was betraying him, and she replied, "You have a limited perspective. The Academy plans to end the Pure Colors clan. Even if these 3 don't reveal anything, the director won't wait to uncover your truth. And your ambitions to control the Academy are evident. If you want to join us, we can help you fulfill your dream." Xian asked, "Who exactly are you?" She answered, "We are the door to escape the predicament you're in." The next day, the master gathered all the students, announcing that the director had decided to end the Pure Colors clan and sentenced them to imprisonment. The execution was implemented, and the entire clan was eliminated, or so it seemed. The master then went to speak with the director, who who asked what had happened. The master replied, everything went smoothly, and we also managed to retrieve the key. Come and confirm it yourself. The director looked at it and sensed a strange energy emanating from it. At night, Rio took off, closing the door behind her, only to find Chu in front of her. He said, thank you very much for what you did. Rio walked away without responding. Just as a quick reminder, Rio is the girl from the beginning who wore a cloak to disguise herself as a boy so no one would suspect her. Everyone now treats her as a boy, unaware of her true identity. Let's continue with the video. Chu entered his home, pondering, who exactly is this masked person? Why did he come now and give me the key? He remembered the masked man's words as he handed him the key. I'll be waiting for you to come to the mountain. Thinking aloud, he wondered, why me? There must be a serious reason he chose me. Meanwhile, Rio went to meet the person she's been meeting. He asked her, how is Chu doing now? She replied, I'm protecting him with all my strength. No need for concern. He responded, that's exactly what I need. Without your protection, his health would have worsened significantly, or, rather, both of you might have died together. Your protection is highly effective. Hearing this, Rio was shocked and thought to herself, how did he know? He came closer and told her, the boy's life is very important, even more than ours. If you don't understand that, you're in danger. Rio replied, I understand what you mean, then left immediately. The following day, the master gathered all the students, telling them, your training has now ended. The qualification test to become an Oddman master will depend on your efforts. Read the books you have to know more details about it. Now, show me everything I've taught you so I can give you one last piece of advice. Everyone began practicing in front of him. The master pointed out each student's weaknesses, then looked at Chu, who was attempting to use his power but collapsed from exhaustion. The master told him, go rest now and continue your training later. Chu obeyed, finding a tree to sit and rest. After a while, he noticed the master telling all the students, you'll all be needed now. I'm certain each of you is strong and will perform well. But don't celebrate just yet, this is only your first test in the academy. For this occasion, all the masters will be present. You must think of a way to make yourselves much stronger. After saying that, everyone left. Before Chu left, he looked up to find his master saying, don't overexert yourself. If you push yourself too hard, you will destroy everything you've learned. If you can't take the test, it's alright. Train more and come back next year. I'll speak to the director for you. Chu stood there, unsure of what to say, and suddenly saw the dragon beside him saying, your master is right. Chu asked, where have you been all this time? The dragon answered, I didn't interfere, but I saved your life. I've told you before, your body can't handle all that power. You need to regain your strength and come back afterward. Chu went home, lying on his bed, thinking over everything that had happened. He remembered the masked man telling him, your power is too great for your body, and his master's advice, you must rest and not strain yourself. He thought, I can't withdraw this easily. I must become a real hero, like Feng, but I can't even take the first test. He held on to the key the masked man had given him and recalled his memories. Then, he got up and went outside. He started climbing the mountain, and once he reached the top, he found the masked man waiting for him. As Chu arrived, he told him, I just want to regain my strength, nothing more. The masked man took him along a path, and while they walked, Chu asked, are we looking for the Dragon Ling? There's no trace of him. The man turned and said, give me the key. He took it, placed it in his hand, and channeled his power through it. A tremendous energy filled the area as several gates opened around them. A bright light emerged, opening an even larger gate. He told Chu, the power of the Dragon Ling is all around the academy, not in just one place. But as long as we have the key, we can find it easily. As they stood there, monsters appeared. Chu asked in worry, who are these? The man replied, these are spirits guarding the dragon. He stepped forward, attacking them, and told Chu, run quickly, you'll be able to reach the dragon. Chu started running but saw monsters ahead. The masked man destroyed them, saying, don't worry about them, I'll handle them. Just run to the main room where you'll find the dragon. Chu kept running, evading the monsters, until he made it inside. Upon entering, he moved through the place and noticed a green light coming from somewhere. He went there to investigate it, and found a stone piece shaped like a dragon. Upon seeing it, he recalled the masked man's words about the kingdom's leader using 3 magical pieces to create a barrier to protect the place from attacks. He realized that this must be one of the 3 pieces. Chu tried to touch it, but before he could, a powerful light filled the area, and the gate that had been opened shut. The barrier surrounding the place also shattered, and the person Rio had been meeting sensed what had happened. Chu was still inside when the light appeared, releasing a massive power from within him. He attempted to use his powers and found an immense energy flowing out. He thought, "Where is the Dragon Ling? I have to return it to its place." He stepped outside to find the masked man and saw that he was gone. Looking back, he realized the building he was in had vanished, too. The sun's rising, he thought. I'll worry about this later. I need to hurry to make it to the test now. All the students started heading to the test area, and Rio approached by, asking, "Isn't Chu with you?" He replied, "I thought he was with you." As they stood waiting, the test was about to begin, and the deputy director was giving them a speech before the exam. Everyone looked around for Chu, but the test started before he arrived. The first match was between Bai and a student named Long. Bai quickly won, and the battles continued as each student faced off against the others. Bai glanced beside him and saw Chu had arrived. Just as he was about to talk to him, Chu said, "My match is now, I'll talk to you later," and headed for his match. As soon as the match started, Bai saw that Chu had defeated his opponent instantly. Everyone in the academy stood in shock, amazed that Chu had won with a single strike. The master commented, "I can't believe this is the power of a colorless one," but he looked and saw Chu had collapsed, causing everyone to panic. As they checked on him, people from the Mo temple broke into the academy, attacking the students who tried to flee. The girl helping Chu tried to run with her friend, who said, "This isn't the right way." She told him, "That's not for you to worry about now." He looked up and saw a man from the Mo temple ahead but used a force from his hands to drive him away. The girl asked, "What's going on?" and he replied, "There's no time to explain, let's escape first." Bai took off to look for Chu, but just as he got close, he found Shi telling him to get away, then struck Bai, sending him flying. Shi stood before Chu and said, "Finally, we meet," but before he could act, someone attacked him. That person turned out to be the academy headmaster. Shi said, "It's been a long time since we last met, King of the Oddman. Compared to the last battle, you've grown weak. I came here to settle the score with you." The headmaster replied, "I'm the one who wants to settle scores," and gathered all the students and guards, instructing the student who always competed with Rio to fight the remaining members of the temple alongside the guards. The headmaster then stood alone to confront Shi, saying, "I've known about your plans for a long time, including the spies in the academy, the traps you've set, and all your plans regarding Chu." Shi responded, "So what if you know? What will you do now?" He charged forward, and the two clashed, each bringing out their full strength. Shi noticed that the headmaster had transformed into a young man and had grown stronger, so he turned into a huge beast, and their fierce battle continued. Finally, Shi was about to lose, but before he could be defeated, he grabbed Rio and said, "I'll kill her now. She's the last survivor of the Hoya clan, and you know her importance even more than I do. Hand over Chu, or I'll end her right here." Rio, seeing this, used her powers to bind him with vines, and in the end, the headmaster struck him down, finishing him. The headmaster approached Rio, saying, "I'll tell you everything you want to know." Just as he turned toward Chu, he felt someone strike him from behind, sending him to the ground. He turned to find his assistant standing over him. Falling to the ground, the headmaster asked, Why did you do this?" She replied, "I can't let you imprison my foster father. The year you killed my father, I joined the academy. Even though you had changed your appearance, I recognized you instantly. You achieved justice, but I became an orphan again, so I forged my identity, searched for evidence, and eventually discovered your secret. I had to find the one marked by the Dragon King, but Chu revealed himself on his own. The Dragon King will awaken soon, which will be a difficult situation for the academy." Chu, who had been unconscious, awoke to a myriad of voices. He looked around and saw a stranger nearby, who asked, "Don't you remember me?" The stranger continued, "How could you forget me? Has my appearance changed that much? Aren't you the one who sought my power, old friend?" Chu looked beside him and found the purple dragon, who said, "Welcome back, Demon King." Chu stood up in the real world, releasing dark and powerful energy. Everyone was stunned and unsure of what to do, as the Dragon King's spirit manifested within Chu's body. The headmaster said to everyone, "There's no need to worry. He's merely the Dragon King, but in Chu's body, he won't be able to harm anyone." But as he said this, Chu moved quickly, darting over to the assistant headmaster, and his power started to dissipate. The headmaster muttered, "I understand now. This is only a vessel without power. You're all trapped here. No one can escape." The assistant responded, "You're still slow to understand," and he looked up to see the members of the Pure Colors clan, including their leader, standing there. They used their power to bind everyone and took Chu with them, vanishing. The headmaster said to his students, "Since they used their power, I can track them. They're now at the location of the last great battle. The headmaster told them, come with me. The seal has broken, and we must close it within 4 hours, or it will be too late and they will accomplish their goal. The assistant headmaster, whose name was One, and the Pure Colors clan took Chu to the site of the last great battle. When they arrived, they descended into an underground tunnel. One instructed them to take Chu inside and leave some guards at the entrance to secure the place, while at the same time, the headmaster and his allies hurried to reach them. The Demon King was still trying to control Chu's body, saying, just give up, there's no need to resist anymore. Chu replied, I have the power of the colorless, the same power the headmaster used to defeat you. The Demon King retorted, he's a mere being, trying to claim the kingdom's magic for himself. Meanwhile, Mi was running with her group, and she stopped to say, you knew this would happen at the academy today, didn't you? He replied, yes. I joined the Pure Colors clan, and the truth is that Chu's body houses the Demon King. The temple's only goal is Chu's body. Mi responded, so that's why you joined the Pure Colors clan and the temple. I'll do everything I can to help Chu. I can't just stand by and watch as the Demon King takes over his body and destroys all his hard work. Chu continued to resist the Demon King, releasing a smoke that filled the surrounding area, and at that moment, the headmaster and his companions arrived. They saw monsters arise in response to the smoke from the Demon King, and everyone began to fight them as the Pure Colors clan and their allies attacked. Inside, Chu's body started to fade. He thought, this must be the end. I can't even move. I'm sorry, everyone. I can't do anything. But then, Rio's butterfly appeared before him. She found his location, broke through the wall, and stood before him, thinking to herself, the Dragon King will control him soon, and remembered when he had told her there was a mark on her forehead that he had touched. She held Chu's hand, trying to reactivate the mark. The Demon King, about to take control of Chu, turned and saw Rio standing before him. The Demon King said, it was a bad idea to keep someone from the Hoya clan alive, and moved to attack Rio, pushing her away. Looking beside him, he saw Chu mustering his power to resist. Chu said, I told you I have the power of the colorless, I can definitely defeat you. Then, an enormous explosion occurred in the area, and everyone outside felt it. Meanwhile, Mi arrived and began to heal the headmaster, who stood up and used his power to destroy the monsters around him. Inside the cave, Chu and Rio were fighting the Demon King. The Demon King said to them, you are indeed strong. But now you will realize that all your hope was a foolish feeling. Now, I will show you true power. He used his power to destroy the place and stood there, telling them, this place is my territory now. He unleashed his power on them, throwing them far away, and said, relax now, you are in my dark world. I make the rules here. And this is the first rule of my infinite power. Chu tried to run and attack him, and Rio tried to help him, but the Demon King managed to absorb his spiritual energy. He said to Chu, the second rule is, the more you use your spiritual energy, the stronger I become, and thus, the chances of my revival increase. Rio used her power to save Chu, but the Demon King managed to strike her with his power. Chu held Rio and saw that she was starting to fade away. The Demon King said, the third rule, the power of any defeated one returns to me. Rio said to Chu, you've always protected me. Now it's my turn to protect you. You must fight, I believe in you. Chu began to recall some events from his past, and tears welled up in his eyes as his power exploded in the place. He rushed forward, managing to hit the Demon King and throw him far away. They continued fighting until finally, Chu threw him away again. The Demon King said, you are strong, but as I told you before, the more power you use, the faster I can control your body. Chu stopped using his power and said, I won't use it now. I was originally powerless, but I refused to acknowledge you. I thought if I joined the academy, I would become stronger. The Demon King stood up and said, now you surely understand that it's impossible to defeat me and fight me while you're in my realm. But don't worry, I won't kill you. I'll make you a part of me. You should be proud of that, Chu replied, I'm not afraid of death. Death is a part of life. I promised Rio I would fight, even if it costs me my life. The Demon King attacked him, but Chu stood firm and tried to block his power. He kept defending until his arm was severed. He rushed toward the Demon King and continued to strike him until he cut off his other arm. The Demon King grabbed him and said, I want to congratulate you. You are the most stubborn person I've ever seen. You've earned my respect, but none of this will help you. Don't tell me all this bravery is because of that girl from the Hoya family. Chu responded, that girl became an orphan at a young age, because back then, the Hoya family was destroyed. But then he noticed the place was breaking apart. The Demon King asked, who's destroying the place? Chu replied, the Hoya family may have died, but that girl will always be with me. A huge explosion occurred, and the dragon's aura was lifted. The Pure Colors clan and everyone from the Mo temple fled. The headmaster rushed down and found them there. Chu opened his eyes and saw Rio standing before him. He asked, what happened? She replied, the headmaster came and saved me, and sealed the demon king inside you again. The academy decided to help you, and the master is waiting for you downstairs for your first test. Then she walked away to meet the headmaster. She said to him, I came here to thank you. He replied, I should be the one thanking you. Because of you, we were able to seal the demon king and save Chu. Meanwhile, the headmaster's assistant, One, and the leader of the Pure Colors clan went to meet someone. That person said, you are a bunch of failures. I can't believe I, the Black Moon King, will have to go there myself.